Right. GLHF.
Thank you. Okay, I'm live. Hello everyone, my name is DolorousFred. With me here today to help with commentary is the one and only Jangle Storm. Please say hello.
Hello, it's me.
Today,
it's Jangle Storm.
Today we're playing Zool Redimensioned for you. This is a 2021 remake of a platformer for Amiga. Initially, I think this version is based on the Genesis game, on the Genesis port of it. And yeah, this is an incredibly fast game with lots of stages that are really short, like between 15 and 30 seconds, most of them, with the exceptions of the boss stages. So for that reason alone, you know, the runner has very little downtime. It's pretty good to have someone to who can pick up commentary if I have to concentrate, you know.
It's gonna be a quick one. The levels themselves will be over before you know it. So yeah, don't blink.
Don't blink, you'll miss it. We were playing Redimensioned mode. This is a game mode added in the remake. That basically drops the item collection requirements from the original game, and it adds a double jump, which we use liberally because it's essentially how we do our main speed tech, which is the drill dash, and that's, let me just quickly demonstrate before I start. So what happens is you jump and you do a drill attack down, and you can pick up speed, right? You jump out of that drill attack when you reach the bottom, and you can just keep momentum for as long as you don't take damage or slow down yourself. So the run is basically mostly trying to maximize the time we spend in that momentum. Okay then, there's a lot of stages to go. There's 28 stages. Run will start when I press this button here. So let's start time on go, okay? All ready?
Yep, let's go.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, good luck. Yeah. So like Fred explained in the beginning, there's a main mechanic here that's very much defining the speedrun, which is this drill dash. So you basically use this double jump, which is unique to this version of the game. And after that, you do a drill downwards, which does land you with a stomp on the ground. And after that, if you time it well enough, you can do a jump which actually makes you accelerate for as long as you can, for as long as you're able to maintain that jump with a series of another jumps. And that potentially makes the levels really fast, as you can see here. And it does add a lot compared to the original version of the game, basically.
Yeah, this one is much faster. Except there's this glitched speedrun, which is over in a few seconds.
Yeah, the glitch speedruns, they tend to be over really quick.
Yeah, it took a couple of unfortunate bonks in this stage. It happens very quickly. And then you have to improvise.
Yeah, you want to really sort of plan out your movements and jumps, and also I guess down to the jump heights, because it's very easy with this speed to run into sides of blocks, and you want to make sure that you want to maintain that for as long as possible. And also with this syrup that can really slow you down, so you have these tiny blocks that you can stand on, that you hopefully land on, so to keep the acceleration up.
The syrup part went pretty well. There's more syrup coming up here. And we also coming up on our first boss of the run.
Yeah, so the first boss here, this is Humbug. This is a boss where you wind up spamming your attack as much as possible. And what you want to have happen is for him to stay as low to the ground as possible, so you ideally don't have to jump at all for this next part as soon as it's losing its wings. Makes it a little bit quicker, and that was pretty okay.
Yeah, that was okay. You can actually manipulate it a bit, not like 100%. It's not super consistent, but you can manipulate the Humbug so it stays on the ground. You just have to time your damage.
Yeah, so now it's time for the music stages, and these are some interesting stages also in terms of routing, because there's a couple of places where you can take multiple paths that can optionally be faster, but you of course have to deal with multiple enemies as well. So the trick is to, well, try and see what your preferred path is, and also try to see if you can, you know, deal with everything as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I like this part personally. I'm taking a very high-risk approach to it. I basically just drill and attack the entire time in this stage, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. That was okay.
That was fine, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, so sometimes you have levels with more like horizontal layouts, which really make you better able to equip the drill dash for longer stretches of time. As in, as you can see here with this first part of this level. Yeah, of course you have to avoid all kinds of things. Sometimes you can also use these musical instruments, like you can hit the piano and such.
Okay, now boss number 2.
Yeah, this is a Jimmy guitar.
Oh no, he did it.
Oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, this is a thing. You want to stand on these final platforms in order to deal damage to Jimmy guitar. Ideally, you would want the outer platforms to not get set on fire.
Yeah,
but there's some RNG to it where it sometimes happens.
Unfortunately, it happened here, but that's fine. We didn't lose too much time.
This is also one of those parts where you try to drill down, and it's a bit of a tighter window, so it can be tougher to set up, but it feels more satisfying to actually get it.
Didn't quite get it this time. But that's okay. Now, World 3.
Yeah, time to get hungry and all that, because there's a lot of food in this stage. A lot of sentient food that's trying to attack you and firing off all kinds of projectiles. Keep in mind, projectiles may not always be directly visible, so that can be sometimes a challenge, where it seems like you're sometimes getting hit by things and you have no idea. That's also because the field of view in this version is significantly bigger than in the original version, where it was slightly more zoomed in compared to this.
By a ton. You can, if you're interested, you can actually play essentially an emulated version of the original when you buy this game.
That too, yeah. There's a original mode as well where you can play it, and it's more along the lines of the original playing experience, minus the double jump, and yeah, just also one thing that we haven't touched upon is the item collection thing, because the game initially had a thing where you had to collect a certain amount of items, as you see in the top right corner, in order to finish a level. But for the Redimensioned mode, you don't have to do that, so it's very speedrun friendly in that sense as well.
That was actually a pretty good stage.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Oh, and of course. What am I doing even?
Yeah, there's various routes you can take. You can take that lower path, which can potentially be a bit riskier, but with the right setup, it can be very satisfying to try and go for that.
Yeah, I usually feel more comfortable with the upper route, but it's really a matter of preference. It doesn't really have that much of an impact on the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever feels most comfortable. Now we have a Banana Man Sam.
Yeah, the heavy metal banana with a spike.
Yeah, it's a metal banana. Very fitting. So what you have to do is, as you can possibly tell, you have to hit the head, the part that's unpeeled basically, and it's not always easy to hit that part. There's a bit of randomness to it that makes it last a little bit longer sometimes, and the movements can be a little bit unpredictable too.
Also, stepping on the bananas sends you to the edge of the stage, of the screen.
It's very slippery, yeah. It's very slippery.
They're super slippery. Like, even for bananas in video games, those are super slippery.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
So now Fred picked up, so we're in the tool theme stages, and Fred just picked up a power-up. There's a couple of those as well, which are very handy. He just picked up an invincibility seal, I think, or a shield, making him temporarily invincible, and that makes him able to get through some of these parts a little bit quicker. So with a certain amount of moves, you can skip a considerable part of this level without taking damage whatsoever.
Yeah, the part on the bottom with all the spikes tends to be very dangerous. You can lose a lot of lives here. Or a lot of hearts, at least. not really lives. You shouldn't lose lives when you're running
Ideally
this.
not, no.
It can happen. And sometimes, before the final boss, I do take a safety, like death, to replenish my health. Oh, no.
Yeah, that works. You can there's checkpoints, so you can really handily use those to not have to retry the entire level. So it's definitely handy to go for that sometimes as a safety.
Yeah, especially before the final boss, because it's so long. Like, compared to other bosses in this game. With the exception of well, actually, the two next bosses. Those tend to be a bit longer.
I should notice these stages are mostly horizontal, which is very handy, combined with the invincibility that you pick up. It does provide a very good showcase for the drill dash once more. And also, furthermore, there's a couple of other invincibility power-ups that you can grab as well, so you can sort of maintain it for a longer time, which can make this level even quicker. And knowing the route and go through some of these smaller gaps, it does make it for a very quick level, once again.
Yeah, but those gaps are really easy to miss sometimes.
They are, yeah.
No. Oh, missed that. This...
Yeah, that one is weird sometimes. It's very hard to grab that sometimes.
Now. Third time's the charm, apparently. Okay, now one of the longest bosses here.
Yeah, this is a very long boss.
Nice.
This is the GDK. It's basically this drill boss. As you can see, it's drilling holes in the ground, and ideally you want to just spam attack there and deal as many hits as possible. Yep, ideally already doing a premature jump up, so you already deal some damage before it hits the ground.
Oh, right.
But sometimes... Oh, that was really good, actually.
That was really good, yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes you get surrounded by way more pieces of debris, so it tends to take longer because you have to shoot through that as well. But this is actually really good RNG-wise.
Actually, there was only like one part where I had to wait for him to come back down, so ideally...
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it's very close to ideal, actually.
So these are the toy-themed stages.
Yeah,
this is
it's a 90s
kind of a taste of what's to come.
It's a 90s platformer. It has to have toy-themed stages.
Yeah, obviously. And well, make no mistake, there may be toys here, but this some of these levels can be pretty tough. And for instance, 5-2 can be an absolute nightmare if it goes sideways, but with the right setup, it can still go pretty well. It's just that you're surrounded by so many things, like those planes throwing bombs and
I'm on
all the
health.
various toys.
That's actually dangerous. So
I have 2 health, so it seems
yeah, now
nice.
I have 2. When I said it, I had 1, I think. But anyway, I had to do it a bit safer. That wasn't the quickest way to go to the end, but it's okay.
Yeah, good job. I mean, that's a tough level. It can be very easy to screw that up, so kudos.
So there's a cool jump down that I just didn't quite manage to get. Because it's super satisfying. Like, you can take your path down, your vertical path very quickly.
Yeah, for sure. There's the climb.
Climb. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, you're almost there, but it's still a tricky part because it's still... You also have the extra jump height, which is also a thing that you can grab as a power-up. But yeah, sometimes it really works in your advantage, and sometimes, well, it doesn't always do the same trick. Sometimes you almost jump a little bit too high, but the trick is to kind of manage that somehow.
Yeah, there's a lot of improvisation sometimes. So... Coming up is the Toy World boss, which is a robot, and this is, I think, by far the longest boss fight, because for most of it you can't really do anything.
If anything, it's the most scripted one for sure. So this is max 4, and you have to deal shots, deal damage in a couple of phases, and in the meantime you're also surrounded by like a boatload of these toys, who thankfully also drop these hearts and some bombs as well. So the bombs, they clear out the screen of enemies like entirely, which is handy. But yeah, it can be very easy to lose health here, so you can sometimes make very good use of the
Yeah,
hearts.
always
that,
walk
get
your
here.
health here.
Yeah, for sure.
See, for instance, right now, I could have done a better job, but then again, there's these enemies here that drop bombs and hearts, so...
Yeah, it's nice to get that too. So I hear you wonder. Okay, this is almost the last phase. You think? Well, we'll see. Is this the last phase?
Foreshadowing. Oh no.
Oh,
I messed up.
Commentator scores.
No, it's okay.
This is actually a script. This is totally intentional. You're supposed to have only one bar left, and you deal the final hit after this phase. So it's supposed to take this long, which is kind of trolling in a way, but that's how the game does it.
Yeah, and it's really annoying if you didn't pay enough attention and you basically get one hit, like, too little in, and you have to wait until it opens up again, and that loses a lot of time in a fight that's actually incredibly, like, consistent time-wise in the run.
Yeah.
Okay,
time
now.
to go to the fairground.
We just had a little talk about this stage, and I think this is our least favorite world in the run, in terms of...
I think the beginning of this is probably one of the tougher sections. Again, also because the projectiles are so small, and that combined with the background kind of sometimes making it very hard to make out what's actually there, can make it pretty tough to navigate it sometimes.
Also, my favorite climb.
Oh yeah, that's always a nice strat. Just using that to your advantage.
Down here.
Yeah, this part can be a bit tricky because you don't have this... Yeah, you can set up a certain momentum, but it's really tough to really make the right landing because you have those ducks and the water as well, which will hurt you. So it can be tough to keep that going there.
Well, and also, you know, all these projectiles that are in different places every time you do the stage. So
yeah,
there's an element of luck. There's an element of just anticipation. Yep. And
okay.
In this stage, you better not fall down because you have to climb all the way up to the end.
Yeah, you want to stay on top there.
Oh, dive in the water.
It's a pretty narrow path there. You can also set up for the dash there, but it's a pretty tough setup to pull off there. But that can also be very satisfying.
Okay, now next boss.
Yeah, I hope you're ready for this. This is the Gaffer.
Yeah,
this is a boss where you really have to multitask because you see these bloody tears. You also see these eyeballs drop, and well, you have to avoid the tears and you have to jump over the eyeballs. And you try to land as many hits as possible still. And Fred is trying to see if he can pull off a one cycle here, which is possible.
It's possible. It's super hard. Also, my mashing isn't on point right now. But you know, in this marathon setting, I'm going for safety. I'd rather not die in this lengthy boss fight because I would have to redo the entire fight.
Safety is a good thing. Okay, now get the second phase.
Oh, I thought I had the last hit in, and then I jumped into him, thinking that he was already dead.
Good job.
All right. And on to the last world, World 7.
Yep, last but not least, this is definitely... 7-1 is also one of those really tough stages. You deal with lots of jumping cactus thingies and...
Lots of projectiles.
That too, yeah. It's also one of those places where you can also really opt to go for certain checkpoints and make it a little bit safer that way. Because it can be tough to try this from the beginning. But that was really good, actually.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. Well, not surprised, but happy with how it turned out. Let's put it like this.
Yeah.
So this stage is super short. If you know where to go. If you play this casually, it's a bit of a maze. I think I remember this as being mazy. It's been a while since I played this casually.
Yeah. 7.3 has a cool thing where you can actually take a bit of a shortcut.
That's unfortunate.
Ooh.
I got blocked by these bubbles.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best to play safely that way.
Here's a shortcut that brings you to just the end of the stage, if you know where to shoot through the wall.
Yeah, it's very handy. It's there. It's really nice.
Okay, now, actually, final stage. Already losing hearts, so I will probably take a safety death before I start the boss fight. Just to fill up on hearts.
Definitely need your health for the final boss for sure.
Yeah, I'll do it. Alright, there we go.
Alright.
Here we go. This is Cactus Cruel, I think it was its name.
Yeah, this is the Cactus of Cruel.
Yeah.
And for the first part, you basically have to wait because you cannot hit at the current height that it's flying at, so you just have to wait till it heads down. And that's where you can start hitting. It is possible to do this in one cycle, or this the one phase, but...
this is not going to be.
It is pretty tough.
Oh, it might be. Yeah, I got it in one. That's nice.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice.
There we go. Second phase. We're coming up on time very shortly on the last hit on the boss. It's gonna be time. I actually accidentally split my timer.
It happens.
So right now it says it's a world record, and that's time.
GG.
Now I don't know my time.
Let me see. I'm gonna check over on the feed, but that looked like it was very close to sub 19.
Oh, really?
That was
a really good time.
Yeah, that went very well. I mean, the thing is, you only took that one death just before the final boss, so that went great.
1904. That would be a great time.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah.
That's like 40 seconds off world record. So.
That's pretty close. Yeah.
All right. That's it for this run. Shout outs to my co-commentator Danglestorm. Shout outs to Pat Fallon, who made this amazing soundtrack. Also shout outs to the secret mode social media team who keep shouting me out.
Yeah, they're good people. They're good people.
They're really cool. So yeah, this game is also on sale pretty frequently.
It is on sale right now, actually.
Oh,
go get it. And go speedrun it. It's fun. Go join us.
Go join us. We have a Discord. So yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of the marathon.